Is the hybrid pack the worst DLC? What's the best DLC? In this video, I'm going to rank all Jurassic World Evolution 2 packs. Will this turn into a discussion about the hybrid pack by the end? There's no real way of knowing, I guess. Anyone who has asked me in the past year to update my DLC ranking with all of the new packs that have come out since my video have gotten the same answer. I will do a new ranking video when the game is done. So does this new ranking video mean that the game is done? No, that is not why I'm doing this video right now. I am making this video because there is a lot of discourse about the DLC, and I think a ranking is a good way to show what I think of it. I did a full showcase yesterday and also tacked on some final thoughts at the end, but I think seeing it in the context of a ranking helps get across what I think of it and what my stance on it is. There is actually evidence that says the hybrid pack is not the last DLC. For the full information, in case you missed it, check out the video linked in the top corner. God, I hope I remember to add it. Did I? Please tell me I did. I'm not going to be talking about the 2 expansions in this video. By design, expansions will always be better in my opinion, better than even the best packs, because they give us things that the game actually needs, more stuff to build parks with. We don't need more species to populate our parks if we can't build bigger and better parks to begin with. Unfortunately, we haven't had an expansion since my previous ranking video, so my opinion on those has not been shaken up. I think Biosyn is better than Malta. If you want to know why, you can check out last year's video. Moving on. When I last did my ranking, we had only 3 packs, and this is how I ranked them. And we're gonna pretend that I didn't forget about the deluxe pack, and I put it in here. This is our starting points, and in chronological order, I'll be adding these 4 DLCs to my ranking. And don't worry, if you didn't see my previous ranking video with my explanation for this base ranking, by the end of this video, you will also know exactly why I ranked them how I did. Keep in mind that a ranking is just a personal opinion, and this is mine. It's probably different from yours. At the end of the day, it's all just opinions, there's no right or wrong. But I'm definitely right. The Feathered Species pack very comfortably claims the #1 ranking, at least for now. More feathered species are always welcome in the game, not in the least because they get some of the best, most colorful skins in the game. The Dinocaurus and Yutyrannus will be shaking up the top end of my full species ranking by the time I redo that, because they are 2 of my favorites in-game. Chaelopterus functionally being the only insectivore in the game was a unique addition, and Sinosauropteryx is painfully cute with one of the best social animations. Next to release was the Marine Species pack, and that goes in 2nd place. What's holding back the pack overall are the persisting limitations of the lagoons themselves. By all accounts, the Marine DLC should have come with significant improvements to the customizability of the lagoons, but it didn't. The species in the pack are, however, a must-have in my opinion. Archelon and Nothosaurus at least add something new to the lagoon with their rock platform. Nothosaurus I don't use much, but Archelon is one of my favorites for just how unique it is, but also how much I just love this species. Dunkleosteus is another species that I love in real life and always wanted to come to the game, and any creature that eats from the shark feeder immediately unlocks some extra cool points. Shonosaurus is one of the most colorful species in the game overall, but definitely in the lagoons I love how that makes it stand out. Unfortunately, the lagoon limitations means I place maybe 2 or 3 lagoons per build, so on that technicality alone, I don't get as much use out of these species as many others. Not to mention that lagoons are so dreadfully boring and offer nothing to do for a park builder aside from trying to fill the void with small decorations that just end up looking like clutter. I also spend significantly less time looking at and enjoying these species. As such, it's only right to rank it below the feathered pack. I still rank it above the others though, because like I said, these are must-have lagoon creatures for me. The 3rd and final species pack of 2023 was the Predator pack, which introduced 3 fan favorites, very much requested species, the Utahraptor, Concavenator, and the Tarbosaurus from Camp Cretaceous, and the Gigantoraptor was a complete surprise, but now that they've retroactively given it the ability to hunt, it's an excellent part of the pack that brings a lot of variety to the pack itself and to the game's overall roster. Although it stole the show from day one with its head stomp kill. Concavenator was my most wanted species, so to see that get added was like Christmas morning, made even better by the great skins and fun animations. Utahraptor is a beautiful addition to the game, very much welcome after years of making do with just naked raptors, only to then get the Butterface Pyroraptor. And you can probably guess why I haven't mentioned it yet, how it ranks. It's called Suspense Cinema. First, I rank it first. It knocks the feathered pack down in ranking because however cute Sinosauropteryx is, it suffers in-game as a tiny dinosaur. When you zoom out, as you often do while building a park, it just sort of disappears. Same with the Jailopterus. They're really cute when you go looking for them, but you really have to go looking for them. Building habitats for these two is not so much about building nice looking habitats, but about building a habitat in which you can actually still see them from time to time. So, you know, ooh, I can't use grass, can't see my Sinosauropteryx otherwise. That's a lot of words to say size matters. The Predator pack is my favorite. And I can say that definitively. If you've seen my showcase, you know the hybrid pack is not going to end up on top. There's only one species in the hybrid pack that I really wanted and really love, which is the Spinoraptor. Spinoceratops has really nice skins that made me like it more than I expected, and Ankylodocus went from ugly duckling to swan, which is much appreciated, but as individual species, they wouldn't be ranking high. Stegoceratops is now one of my least favorite species in the entire game, and I know from Jurassic World Evolution 1 that I won't be warming up to it. Spinoraptor is where it's at for me. I've loved this hybrid since we first saw it in 2019, and I've really been missing it in Jurassic World Evolution 2 for the past 2 years, so much so that I was campaigning to get it back. So I'm ecstatic to have it back. Spinoraptor was my second favorite carnivore in the first game, so it's going to be interesting how it faces off against my favorites in Jurassic World Evolution 2, but it's going to be top 20 at least. I just really like the design of this animal, and now it has a lot of great animations as well, including one of the most jaw-dropping guest kill animations. Speaking of animations though, aside from kinda cute socials for the Stegoceratops and Spinoceratops, the other three species in this pack are kinda lacking, and that also makes them less special to me. And the missed opportunity of Ankylodocus not getting the questionable honor of being the only sauropod in-game to fight back is inherently disappointing, no matter how much I like the redesign. The dissonance between how much I adore the Spinoraptor and how underwhelmed I am by the other three species makes it a challenge to rank. It's definitely not changing up the top 3 though, so let's compare it to my current 4th favorite, the Late Cretaceous pack. The Late Cretaceous pack has Australovenator, Alamosaurus, Barbarodactylus, and Styxosaurus. In 2022, this was my favorite of the species packs because Alamosaurus is such a wonderfully unique sauropod in the game and actually has some nice skins, which is not something all sauropods in game can boast about. Australovenator has an awesome design, good skins, good animations. It's just a solid species. Styxosaurus is the only bioluminescent lagoon creature, and I think bioluminescence makes a lot of sense for a marine creature. It makes it unique in-game, and because it literally glows, it actually stands out in the lagoons in the dark. With 3 different lux colors, it also has the most varied bioluminescence. Barbarodactylus is fine, I guess. Flying reptiles don't have much to do. It has nice skin, so it passes the very low threshold of being a cool flying species in-game. Kinda mid-tier for me. So just boiling it down to the numbers, it has 1 species that I really like, the Alamosaurus, 1 solid species in the Australovenator, 1 lagoon creature that at least has something unique to offer to spice up lagoons, and 1 inoffensive, perfectly serviceable, but not very special flying reptile. That versus the hybrid pack, which has 1 species I really like, and then 3 which rely mostly just on how much I like the Stegoceratops daytime skins, and of course the bioluminescent skins. It hurts me that the Spinoraptor is getting dragged down, but I don't think the hybrid pack is the better pack for me personally. Spinoraptor, my love, You will have your revenge in my full species ranking. Don't worry, darling. Kronosaurus, Sungaripterus, Werhosaurus, and Minmi were introduced in a DLC a mere month after the base game launched, and boy, I thought that DLC sparked controversy, but it was nothing compared to the discourse that is happening right now. Minmi is super cute and a nice, small but not invisible dinosaur. It's always just a good addition to any park in my opinion. Werhosaurus is nice but has lost its big advantage now that the Stegosaurus skins have been upgraded to be much better. Previously, Werhosaurus was the nicely colored Stegosaurid. Nowadays, I'll just grab my IRL favorite dinosaur, the Stegosaurus. Kinda similarly, Kronosaurus lost its crown of lagoon creature with the best skins to Shonosaurus, but those species are different enough that they are not in direct competition with each other, although, again, all lagoon creatures suffer under the extreme boringness of the lagoons themselves. Sungaripterus isn't a particularly strong addition to the roster in my opinion. It's not the worst, it's not the best. It's starting to get tough here because I just love the Spinoraptor so much, and I don't feel that strongly about any of these species. If I were to be completely self-indulgent, I'd probably rank the hybrid pack above the early Cretaceous pack just on the merit of the Spinoraptor alone. Just completely disregarding that Stegoceratops will probably be a bottom 10 dinosaur for me, and the sour taste of Ankylodocus having a club, but apparently not the balls to fight back. But that math ain't mathing. I can't bring myself to do that no matter how much I love the Spinoraptor. It does go down again. The deluxe pack technically has an unfair advantage having 5 species instead of 4, as well as vehicle skins, but you can see that it hasn't done it that much good. Huayangosaurus I actually never liked all that much in the first game, so it was extra baffling to me that they made it a deluxe dinosaur. I like Attenborosaurus, but it's a lagoon animal, so it doesn't have that much going for it, and we already had Plesiosaurus in the base roster. Megalosaurus is cool, but 2 years down the line, and I've hardly ever used it because we have so many cool theropods. Geostormbergia is a favorite for many, but not for me. Pachyrhino is the one animal from this pack that I do really like. Just not as much as Spinoraptor. I don't care much about the vehicle skins, I don't use them, I don't bother. In this comparison, I'm gonna give the win to the hybrid pack, because I asked myself a simple question. Which of these packs would I prefer to have taken away from me, completely removed from the game? As much as I like Pachyrhinosaurus, I can live without it. I don't ever want to lose my precious again. So there you have it, the hybrid pack is my 3rd favorite pack. Why is the Camp Cretaceous pack in last place? Frankly, because I'm not a fan of Camp Cretaceous. I don't care about having Bumpy, Toro, or Big Edie in my parks. They're nice skins, but they're not worth much to me. The pack only introduced 2 new species, one of which, the Scorpius Rex, I ranked dead last in my previous all-species ranking. And you can place bets down below whether or not Stegoceratops will take its place. Modelophosaurus is nice, it has good skins, but it's not a top tier species for me. All of that is made worse by the fact that this was the most expensive of all packs. Yeah, it comes with a lot of additional skins and variants, but that doesn't make it worth it for me. Even though I do think that for Camp Cretaceous fans, it's a really good DLC. I just don't happen to be its target audience. And that brings me to 2 points I want to discuss, and maybe the real reason of this video. Worth or value and target audience. In my opinion, all of the packs fluctuate in value. Interestingly, with all that is being said about the hybrid pack, that is not a point I've seen come up. Some packs have more reused animations than others. 2 packs had 2 species each that, at the time, did not have social animations. 2 packs have had models directly lifted from Camp Cretaceous. The Camp Cretaceous pack itself doesn't have a single original model. As much or as little work went into bringing those into Jurassic World Evolution 2 as reusing the old hybrid models. Lagoon and aviary creatures still don't get the same amount of animations as land animals, dragging down the relative value of any pack that includes them. 2 packs have introduced new kinds of animal enrichment items that other packs don't have. The Predator pack had an animal that wasn't a predator until recently. In spite of these differences in value, they've always been the exact same price, aside from the Camp Cretaceous pack, which was actually more expensive, even though the least amount of work went into that. Frontier probably got the models in a Google Drive from Universal, same with the sound files, and it takes the same amount of work to bring the Scorpius Rex into the game as it does the Spinoraptor. However, I do think the hybrid pack is on the lower end of the value spectrum. And I'm not even gonna harp on the reused Stegoceratops and Spinoraptor models, although it must be acknowledged, of course. Designing an animal from scratch takes a lot of work to perfect. All that work was already done 5 years ago. Reusing the Stegoceratops and Spinoraptor model would have undoubtedly saved them time. 2 of the animals are ceratopsians that apparently just reuse the same lame kill animations that all the other ceratopsians have. By having the Ankylodocus be a gentle giant, they skipped on having to give it any kill animation and missed out on an opportunity to do something special. The Spinoraptor, while getting an amazing guest kill and a good and unique kill for mid-sized carnivores, isn't perfect across the board, doing the same jump and slash animation that we've seen a million times and reusing animations for example, the homalocephaly kill. But on a positive note, they do all have nice social and idle animations, and someone discovered and shared on Reddit that the hybrids have a social animation with their parent species. Although unfortunately most of those reuse the social animations of the parent species. I do really like the Spinoceratops fish feeding animation, and on top of that we get a little bonus of 2 extra Lux skins. I think the biggest issue though with the value is just that gut feeling that it's wrong that we paid for the Secrets of Dr. Wu DLC in 2019, and now we have to pay again to get these hybrids back. It seems like these species were cut from the base game roster to resell to us, just like the Huayangosaurus in the deluxe edition. And I don't like that. I've said in a previous video, long before this DLC announcement, that they should be free, and I stand by that. Yes, it would have been a big free gift, given all the new animations that needed to be added, but I still don't think that's unfair. For better or worse, hybrids are a part of this franchise, and they should have just been in the game from the start. What's 3 more species to update and add animations to in a list of 68? We had 68 species in the first game, and it's weird that Frontier drew the line at 64 and said, "Ugh, I'm done. If you want the last 4, you're gonna have to pay extra." I don't like that. Although I'm not as mad about that as many other people. And it's not because I get this stuff for free anyway. I'm a Lego fan, I'm used to overpaying for stuff. I've said it before and I'll say it again because I'm not ashamed, even though I should be. But I would have bought this pack just for the Spinoraptor. I don't care, we live in a society, whatever. It's worth it to me, even though overall I'm not this pack's target audience as I'm not the biggest fan of hybrids. Most DLCs have had more or less a universal appeal. The hybrid pack, much like the Camp Cretaceous pack, cater to a more specific target audience. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of products work that way. They're optimized for a certain target audience to fulfill their needs as perfectly as possible, rather than trying to please everybody, which oftentimes proves to be impossible. It's better to have a product that some people really want than to risk having a product that nobody really wants but might get it on sale or for Christmas from that one uncle they haven't seen all year. Worth, much like beauty, is in the eye of the beholder, whether you are in the target audience or not. If you personally like hybrids and Lux skins, then this pack is worth it to you. If you personally like Camp Cretaceous, you love Bumpy, you think the Scorpius Rex is awesome, then it's worth it to you. In the case of Jurassic World Evolution 2 though, it just sucks when you wait 3 months for a product and it turns out you are not its target audience. So all of the disappointment that's going around, I get it. But I also get the hype on the other side. Because, as I said in my showcase, I think this pack does a good job at appealing to its target audience. There are very valid reasons to dislike this pack, but that doesn't invalidate the opinion of those who do like it. If you are disappointed by this pack, I understand, and you have every right to be. I do think though that you should direct that disappointment towards Frontier and not bash on people who do like it. They aren't less intelligent or shills or liars or childish for being excited about this. They just happen to like something you don't like, and there's no point trying to convince them that they should hate it. I hate peanut butter. I hate it. The smell alone just disgusts me. They're coming to arrest me for this hot take. Obviously though, the majority of people love peanut butter. They are not shills for Jif. They don't need to be educated on why they shouldn't like peanut butter. They just like it. I can't fathom why, But they do, and that's fine. I don't go around trying to show them the truth of how gross peanut butter is and that they shouldn't support the peanut butter industry. It's an analogy, you get it. And now I would like to thank the sponsor of this video. I'm joking. On the flip side, my hybrid hyping homies, let people be disappointed. They are not being ungrateful. They are not whining. They are not being nitpicky. They are not the Grinch trying to steal Christmas. And it isn't as simple as, well, just don't buy it then. No harm, no foul. They have valid reasons for being upset. You too should direct your feelings towards Frontier. Don't try to convince the hybrid haters that they should love it. Address your hyped up, excited posts to Frontier. Because at the end of the day, there are good people working there, and if you like the product they made, let them know, because they're probably having a bad couple of days seeing all the vitriol. I just want to say to both parties that you all have valid opinions, no matter what some people are trying to say, and there's no point trying to push your opinion on others. It's not going to achieve anything. I think this pack is the perfect shitstorm. It's hybrids, which a portion of the community was always going to not like because they just don't like hybrids, full stop. There's no big free update to soften the blow and give at least some new content to those people who don't like hybrids. It includes the old hybrids, which, let's be honest, should have just been ported over from the first game to the second at launch in 2021, because it uses the old hybrids and the Spinoceratops. There was no room for some fresh creativity and variety, like maybe the first and only aquatic and flying hybrids. With the flying hybrid then also being the first and only bioluminescent species in the aviary. It has major missed opportunities, like not giving the hybrid ceratopsians cool kill animations, and not using the opportunity to make the armored, clubbed-tailed sauropod the first sauropod to fight back. We still don't have Microceratus, and finally, because there's no free update and because this completes the Jurassic World Evolution 1 roster in the sequel, there was worry that it might be the last pack. I think the Secret Species pack is not a bad pack. It has some good stuff in it, and it makes a lot of people really happy. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sorry that it's light on editing. I worked so hard on the announcement video and my showcase on yesterday that I've just used up all my editing energy. But I did want to get this video out as soon as possible around the release of the DLC. If you are undecided about getting the DLC and you haven't checked it out yet, I'll link my hybrid pack showcase. I think it's also just a fun video, so I hope you'll give it a watch. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and until next time.